And it is Bike to Work Week. That's our own James Stratton and Dan Dybert there. They're making an 18-plus mile trip to TV6 this morning. They are driving to work.
Wow, looking good. Looking dark out there, Sherrard.
It is, but James is well reflected.
Yep.
I like that. All right, we'll check in with him in just a minute. Good morning, I'm David Nelson.
Good morning, I'm Morgan Otier. Better him than me. It's a little chilly out there.
It is.
This morning.
It is, but you know, they'll get the blood pumping
Yeah.
and they'll
warm
stay
up
warm.
fast, Kevin.
I'm just more disappointed that we have to see Dan Dybert now twice in 2 weeks. I wonder if I hope he has like an IFB and so he can hear me say that.
Hopefully he's bringing donuts on his bicycle for us.
That would be nice. You know, that'd be 2 weeks in a row. Maybe he's coming around here a little bit, yeah.
That's a pretty subtle hint, I guess.
Yeah, James.
This is National Bike to Work Week, and this morning, our James Stratton is giving it a try. James is live en route from Sherrard. James, how's the ride going?
David, good morning. I feel like I couldn't be a reporter and just talk about Bike to Work Week. I feel like we should have just done Bike to Work Week. It was actually your idea, and I'm starting to resent you for it. But Dan Dybert from WOC is a more experienced biker than I am. How are you feeling so far on the ride?
I'm feeling great. It's a beautiful morning, a little chilly. Don't have to worry about the ice melting in the water packs. Don't have to worry about our legs hurting because you can't feel them. So all good though.
Kevin, if you have a chance to turn the heat up today, please do so. But we're riding from my house in Sherrard all the way to 805 Brady Street, obviously the KWQC studios. We're about 4.1 miles in so far, and that was just in a half hour. So I think we're making decent time so far. Now Dan then has to ride another 4 miles or so to the WOC studios. That's just off of East Kimberly. Now 40% of work commutes are less than 2 miles, not 18.5 miles like what we're doing. This one's taking obviously a little bit longer. So if yours is too, Quad City buses do have bike racks on the front of them, and that is all free of charge with your bus fare. Now between 2000 and 2013, commuting by bike grew more than 62%. So now if you're looking for a route to get to work, you can also go to qctrails.org. That's somewhat of a new website that will help you if you want to take a bike trail versus a street to work if you're worried about cars or whatnot. We haven't seen too many cars. We're out in the country and just crossed over into Rock Island County not too long ago. So we're going to keep updating you throughout the show. David and Morgan, we're also going to do a couple Facebook Live videos. If you like my page or the KWQC page, we'll probably get both of those up there that way. You'll have a nice handlebar shot. I have this cool mount on my bike, so we'll be able to chat that way. But we'll be checking in with you guys, and hopefully we make it to the 805 Brady Street KWQC studios. Back to you, David.
All right, thanks, James, and obviously you'll be keeping us updated on Twitter as well. We'll check in with you throughout the morning.
5:19 now. Our own James Stratton is making the more than 18-mile trip to KWQC this morning on 2 wheels. He's going to have a live report for Bike to Work Week in our next half hour. They're doing pretty well out there, David. Looking good.
They're doing great.
Yeah.
And James,
I'm impressed.
Yeah, James just tweeted a great picture of the sunrise, his view of the sunrise this morning. So.
And he just asked us what we needed. We need donuts.
Yeah. Donuts, James, if you're listening to us.
Great
Bring
job.
Donuts.
Great job, guys. All right, as we mentioned, it is National Bike to Work Week, and KWQC's James Stratton is doing just that. He's live on his way from Sherrard, Illinois. James, too bad you don't live a little bit closer to work.
Yeah, Morgan, it'd be a lot better if I lived, like, I don't know, on Locust Street, like a lot of the other normal people who live in the Quad Cities, or in the West End like you do. So yeah, I obviously live in Sherrard. We are on Knoxville Road, almost to the Milan Beltway, if you're familiar with that area. We've gone about 9.5 miles so far, so we're on pace to get there about, I'd say 6:30 or 6:45, so that, knock on wood, is the pace we're currently on. But if you want to take a look at the route, this is the route we're taking. We're about halfway through right now. It's 18.5 miles. We're about 9.5 miles in right now. Dan Dybert from WOC is riding with us. For the most part, people have been very courteous. If you were riding to work, I assume the same thing will happen for you as well, which is good. We had one guy drive by and yell, "You're not going to make it before the end of the show," so I hope we can prove him wrong. But a lot of people bike to work. This is Bike to Work Week. If you feel like you live too far from your work, all of the Quad Cities buses actually have bike racks on the front of them. That's free with your bus fare. The bus service obviously doesn't come all the way out to my house, so we're riding. Mike Ortiz is nice enough to ride in front of us. He's got the flashers on, so we are riding smoothly now. We've seen a great sunrise so far, Kevin, so thanks for that. Still kind of wish it'd get a little warmer, but we're going to keep updating you. Going to do a couple Facebook Live videos here in a little bit, as well as take bump shots throughout the show so you can see us struggle, if you will, as we get closer to the Quad Cities. We're almost a mile in, so we're going to send it back to you, Morgan. I'm getting out of breath.
All right, thanks, James. You guys are doing a great job. And if you want to see that photo he tweeted, it's on Twitter right now, James Stratton. It's a beautiful sunrise out there. So we'll be checking in with him throughout the morning.
All right, this is a live shot right now. Our own James Stratton is making the 18-plus mile trip to our TV6 studios this morning on 2 wheels. That's him on the left with the thumbs up. That's Dan Dybert from WOC there on the right. This is Bike to Work Week, so both of them are doing it live on our show and also on WOC this morning. We're going to check in with James in just a minute.
Looks like they're in Milan right now.
They're making great time.
Yeah, they are.
This is National Bike to Work Week, and this morning James Stratton is giving it a try. He's doing it as we speak, so we're going to join him live right now. James is en route from Sherrard, Illinois, and James, you and Dan Dybert from WOC are taking a break at the moment to talk to us. How's the ride going?
Exactly, the ride's going very well. It's a little cooler than I expected it to be. I took my gloves off after the last hit, and I'm kind of regretting that now, but we're about 13.7 miles in, so we got just over, I'd say about 5 miles left to go here in the next, 45 minutes or so. So we're going to be cutting it kind of close. Dan, how do you think the ride's going so far?
I think it's going really well. Like you said, it's a little cooler than I thought, but it's really kind of a neat way to wake up, and you get to see the roads from a different perspective. You get to see the Quad Cities from a different perspective than you've seen it before. And like we're sitting here along the Hennepin Canal, and I'm watching the fish jump, and you don't get to do that when you're driving.
Exactly. And you're looking at the roads that we're taking right now. We left my house at about 4:40 this morning, and we're going to go to 805 Brady Street. That's an 18.5 mile ride. Now, this is something that you can do too. A lot of morning commutes are less than 2 miles. I know quite a few people, maybe some people who are sitting at the desk right now, have less than a 2 mile commute. But it's very simple. If your commute is a little longer than that, all of our QC buses and bus systems have bike racks on the front. We actually passed one, and I can confirm that it did have a bike rack on the front. I tried to flag the lady down, but she wasn't quite having it. We've had quite a few people wave at us. One person actually stopped when we were stopped during the last live hit, or for Dan's live hit. He stopped and asked if everything was all right, if we needed help. So the kindness of the Quad Cities is showing, I guess.
Except for the one person who said we were never going to make it to the station in time.
Yeah, so I hope we can prove him wrong in the next 45 minutes or so.
It's our motivation.
So we're going to cruise through Rock Island and then over the Centennial Bridge. We're going to be on the sidewalk, obviously, for the Centennial Bridge. But you might be able to catch us on the bridge cam there, maybe. I don't know. We're wearing bright enough colors. But it's been a pretty fun ride so far. It's a ride that everyone can do. You can dig your bike out of the garage like I did, or you can have a nice bike like Dan does and bike to work on this Bike to Work Week. David, Morgan?
And if you guys can do it, just think how easy it would be if you're, say, 5 miles from work.
Well, that's what James just said. He said,
Yeah.
like you guys sitting at the desk who are probably 2 miles away. I'm actually 4 miles away from work, James, for your information, not 2.
I could do that in probably 3 or 4 hours. I could make that. Thanks, James, and Dan, thank you very much. We're going to be checking in with them throughout the morning. Also on social media, on Twitter and Facebook, a lot of great stuff from along their route this morning that you'll want to see.
Yeah.
And it is National Bike to Work Week, and this morning James is doing just that, waving to us right now because that is a live shot. He's been making, along with Dan Dybert there from WOC, they've been making great time all morning long. I mean, really churning out the miles as he is riding from, James is riding from Sherrard all the way here to TV6 in Davenport.
Wow. They both look super energized, so good for them.
They are.
Better them than me.
Yeah. That's why we had James do it,
Right, the athletic one.
Yeah, so we'll be going live to him in just a moment. They've got kind of a brisk morning out there to be riding.
Yeah, they do.
It is National Bike to Work Week, and this morning KWQC's James Stratton is giving it a try. He's doing a good job, too. James is live cycling from Sherrard to our studios right now. James, you're right by the Centennial Bridge, and you've traveled almost 18 miles at this point.
Morgan, we've actually traveled over 18 miles according to Dan's phone, so that is good. You can see the Centennial Bridge directly behind us. But the Centennial Bridge, we're obviously on the Illinois side of the bridge, so this is going to take some time and some rushing to get to our studios, let alone your studios. How you feeling so far?
Feeling great. Beautiful morning, starting to warm up out here, and I thought the bridge traffic was going to be worse than this, so I think we're going to do it.
Okay.
I'm not worried about it.
Okay, you heard the man, Morgan. I'm going to hopefully see you in our parking lot at 6:50, 6:55. We might have to ask producer Nick to float us a little bit, but hey, we're going to try and make it. We're going to pedal fast, pedal hard. This is something that anyone can do. You can bike to work, obviously not 18 miles, but if you have to go a little further, you can put your bike on someone on the bike rack on the front of buses, as well as the majority of people. I know you and David said it was only about 4 to 5 miles commute for you guys. The majority of commutes are less than 2 miles, so it should be easy for you. You shouldn't have to take 2.5 hours or 2 hours or so to get to work on your bike throughout the week this week. Bike to work week. We're gonna hopefully make it to the studio right now. We're gonna head that way.
All right, James, yeah, get back on that bike. At this point, he's got 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Now, Bike to Work Week promotes exercise, environmental awareness. We hope to see James in person around the end of the show, so stick with us.
Let's check back in with James now.
Wow.
He is making it up Brady Street Hill. What a way to end your bike to work. What a moment. James Stratton. Oh yeah, he's going up Main Street actually.
Yes.
They can tell now from the profile. Congratulations, guys. They started out in Sherrard when we went on the air at 4:30 this morning, and now here they are. Their goal was to make it here by 7 o'clock, and look at this.
This is unbelievable.
It's 10 of. This is Bike to Work Week. We're going to hear from James again shortly.
Good.
As we've been seeing, our own James Stratton is on 2 wheels this morning. He's riding his bicycle to work as part of National Bike to Work Week. James, you started out in Sherrard at 4:30 when we went on the air, and you have made it to TV6. Congratulations.
We made it, David. I feel like Dan's feeling good. We made it about 20.5 mile ride, so I guess we didn't quite time it out right. But I feel like I just won one leg at the Tour de France. I got my gold jersey. This is actually our KWQC Bix shirt. But what'd you think of the ride, Dan?
That was actually wasn't as tough as I thought. It was going to be a little colder than I thought it was going to be, but yeah, you know, it makes you think you really can ride to work, because if you can do a 20-mile ride like that, you know, most people, like you say, live 5-6 miles away. You know, it's a great way to see the morning, great way to get some exercise. Smells great outside this time of the morning, except for that skunk out near Sherrard, but it's great. Other than that, I had a lot of fun. Thanks.
Okay, yeah, David, Morgan, like you said, you guys only had about a 4 to 5 mile commute. A lot of people watching this probably only have a 4 to 5 mile commute. Unless you live in Sherrard like I do, then you likely have to drive to the Quad Cities. But we made it. We started at my house at 4:30. There were a couple hills on the way, decent sized hills on the way to Knoxville Road, if you're familiar with that area. And then we obviously crossed over near Big Island in Milan, went down 9th Street in Rock Island, came across the Centennial Bridge. We actually went up Main Street instead of Brady Street, less traffic and an easier hill. That was Dan's idea, not my idea, but it was a great ride. Anyone can do it. This is Bike to Work Week until Friday. If I can bike 18.5, well, 20.5 miles is actually what it ended up being. So if we can do that and you're watching, I promise you, you can probably bike to work 4 to 5 miles. The challenge is on. David, Morgan, and Kevin.
All right, well, again, James, great job. And by the way, Dan's got another 4 or 5 miles left to go because he's biking to his work at WOC. So good luck to him with his continued journey. Very nice, James. And by the way, when you bike for 45 minutes to an hour, you can burn around 500 calories or more depending on how fast you're going.
Okay, so if I bike to work tomorrow, James is encouraging us to bike. I will be a ragamuffin on TV, but nobody can complain because I bike to work, so.
You've still got time.
Here's your forewarning.
And the weather's going to be nice, too.
Perfect.
Kevin will tell us about it next.